Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Diane Boland, and I come to the senior center, and it's been a little while. I just wanted to mention my journey about finding a nutritionist. My cholesterol blood was taken, and it was high, which is not good. And my doctor or my PA gave a referral over to an agency in Springfield, and I called them to make an appointment. And they said they didn't take my insurance. And I said, what? I said, I have good insurance. I do, I have good insurance. And they said, no. And I said, well, why not? And I didn't get an answer. And I'm saying to myself, this doesn't sound right. And I got really frustrated. I spent almost 4 hours on the phone. I called Noble Hospital, Bay State Medical. I called the Heart Association. I called whoever I could think of. I called my PA back. They gave me a link that was like 20 miles long. I can't even turn my computer on and off, never mind put a link in. So that didn't help. So I just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. And everybody said, no, we don't take that insurance. I said, why not? Because we follow Medicare regulations, and Medicare does not take referrals for cholesterol. They only take referrals for renal failure, kidney, diabetics, or kidney, chronic, okay? And I said, really? I said, well, if you don't talk to people who have high cholesterol, how are they going to know to watch out for with the kidney or the diabetes? And I was just furious. And it was like, well, what's the problem? And I said, the problem is, I pay for my secondary insurance. Nothing's cheap these days. And do I have expectations? You better believe I do. And I'm learning to speak up. Normally I would have let this go and just found my own way. But after talking to many people and registered and certified nutritionists and dietitians, I got referred to doctors who take people for weight management and all that kind of good stuff. And I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to change my doctor. I just wanted to see a nutritionist. $120 for the first hour. Are you kidding me? $120 is a lot of groceries for me and the cat, and that's the way it goes. And then I said, okay, so I made an appointment. And then I called another senior center, and they were wonderful. And they said, well, we have a nutritionist. I said, you do? Because I called the East Longmeadow Senior Center last week and talked to Alicia and said, we don't have a nutritionist, do we? She said, no. So I told her my journey. And I said, and then that's when this got scheduled, and I was so pleased that this happened, because who would know when you're looking for a referral for a nutritionist that you'd have to spend 4 hours on the phone with people dancing around you, saying, no, we don't take your insurance. Well, why not? Well, that's because of Medicare. So I called Medicare, and I talked to them, and they gave me the answer. So then I repeated the answer to everybody else that had already called, and they said, yes, that's the way it is. Like, you couldn't tell me? Yeah. So you really have to do your work in order to get what you need. Yeah. And I did. And I was very proud of myself, because I have a nutritionist coming over next week free to do an assessment with me, because I did a lot of footwork on that. So I want you to know, if your cholesterol goes up, be prepared, depending on what insurance you have, to be turned down. And it was like, if you go into a spin like I did, it was like I wasn't letting it go. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I'm going to learn what to eat, what not to eat, although I have a pretty good idea that what I was eating wasn't good.
Appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right, ladies, good afternoon. I want to appreciate your time and coming to see me here, and hopefully this will be educational. Diane shed some light on what's going on in the medical field, and this is why I became a nutritionist, okay? Give you a little bit about my background. I taught on a college level. I was in the high-tech industry, and then I took care of my mom before she passed, and she was a diabetic. And the doctors told me, because of the way I took care of her and the way she ate, I added 5 years to her life. I also have a compromised pancreas. And I basically, through eating, through food, and This is the truth. You are what you eat. You are. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. I was in the hospital, Mass General, 2 months at a time. I had chronic pancreatitis. And when I got out, I put together a plan for myself. This was before I got my nutrition diploma. My doctors at Mass General will have their patients call me about this diet. I will not give them the diet. Because then they'll take it and they'll bill Medicare for it. Yeah, exactly. But, and I'll get into it a little more. I'm going to try to keep this very simple. I'm a senior citizen, so I'm with you guys here. Yes, I work out a lot, and activity is very, very important. I don't care if you just walk. I don't care if you take 2 pounds like this. I don't care. Do something. You can't sit on the couch, okay? I'm telling you, my diet saved my life. I would not be here. I'm 8 years flare-up free. That is unheard of, you know? And I had the best doctors. Anyways, I'll try to keep this simple. I want you to, you know, take part. I want you to ask questions, okay? I don't care how many. So this is my book. I'm not here to sell my book. I'm here to educate you guys. But my friend Janet has a copy, and it is on Amazon. I sell them here only for $10, but they're going to help you because basically my book is a promotional book. It tells you what you need to do and what you need to know to go to a nutrition coach. So it's like questions and answers, all right? Anyway, any questions before we start? Okay. Basically, what is nutrition? Okay? Nutrition is the process of consuming, of observing, and of assimilating food as it travels through our body. Why do we need nutrients? Well, for growth, for repair, for maintenance, anti-aging, for diseases. And if you have a deficiency in nutrients, you're going to have disease. I did not have a deficiency. I had a stone that scarred in my bile duct that scarred my pancreas. Unheard of, but things happen like this, beyond our control. Anyways, nutrition, there's 3 processes for nutrition. It's the food and the drinks, water, whatever, caffeine, non-caffeine drinks, hopefully more non-caffeine than caffeine. The drinks we take, okay? So that's process number 1. We take in, we consume the food, we consume the drink, okay? And then the body, we'll break it down, we'll break all this food in the drinks, even drinks, down into nutrients. This nutrients then travels through the body. And it goes through your cell, if your cells need maintenance. It goes through to, you know, if you need energy, carbs give you energy. Protein gives you repair and growth. So, and we'll get into that a little later. And again, feel free. I like questions. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about a little bit. And again, if you're not taking in the proper nutrients, and that's why I love working with senior citizens. I've been to Agawam, West Springfield. I'm giving talks at the libraries. I want to educate you guys because it's true. Most people, and unfortunately, I can't take insurance either because I'm a sole proprietor. I'm a single person. You got to jump through loops to get, you know, certified or accredited with these, and they're not doing it at very, you know, because they don't really want to pay it out. That's the bottom line here, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Okay, this is why I'm doing it. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. Yeah, if you don't get the proper nutrients, you're going to have deficiencies, and deficiencies cause diseases, especially for our brains. And we're all concerned about dementia as we get older. You need to feed your brain as much as you want to feed your body. And you know, everybody's on a diet, right? Oh, cut down carbs. That's the worst thing you could do. You got to learn to eat good carbs. You got to learn to eat good fats. You got to learn to eat good proteins. Your brain needs carbohydrates. Your brain needs fats. But I was telling, I think, Sonia or Harriet about one of the first things I teach my clients are read ingredients. If they have words you can't pronounce, and if they have a list of ingredients like this, potato starch, gar gum, on and on and on. First of all, I'm not a big processed food person, okay? If you buy processed foods, like I buy bean pasta, and I do a lot of homework, a lot of research. I've been doing this for a few years now. And, you know, I used to be a marathon runner. I'm an athlete, so whatever. And I just had a knee replacement here. Look at this, 4.5 months ago.
Who did it?
Oh, who did it? Jeffrey Lang at Mass General.
Oh, I have to go to Mass General?
Now, come on, what's your name, ma'am?
Peggy.
Peggy. You have one body, correct?
I know.
Correct?
Yeah. But I don't have people that, well, anyway, it's wonderful, but I'm sure because you're an athlete and you're, you know, that's why.
But I'm an old athlete now.
Well, that's great.
No, but you know what? I went to PT 3 months before surgery. Mass General gives you this, they put you on this stuff, it's called Clear Fast. It's like a Gatorade, but it's much more higher quality, so it's a lot more expensive, and the ingredients are great. The day of surgery, I took 2 of them, called pre-op. After surgery, I mean, I lost weight. I lost 8 pounds, and for me, that's a lot. I mean, I am fit, but I only weigh 105 pounds, and I'm only 5'4". You don't have to be gigantic. It's all about strength and strength training. Yeah. But yeah, so after my surgery, I had Clear Fast again. It was called Rehydrate, and put all the electrolytes. These doctors around here, Peggy, that's what I'm saying to you. You know, everybody says to me, oh, you go all the way to Boston. Yeah, you better believe it. I got 1 leg, 1 arm, and, you know, whatever. You better believe it, but I don't want to get off on that kick. But anyways, they saved my life in Boston. I don't know about here. My friend had 2 knee replacements, and I think May will be 1 year. She's still walking like this with a limp.
Oh, no.
You never know. I had a knee replacement, right?
Right.
I'm back to boot camps. I did PT today. It's all leg work. It's all strength.
That's wonderful.
Women don't do enough strength training. My upper body, and Janet could tell you, is much stronger than my lower body. All women want to do is, oh yeah, I want my legs. I want my legs. I want my legs. What about your upper body? If you, God forbid, you're in a car accident or you're in a fire, can you pull your body weight with your upper body? Well, I can. But it's the way I train, you know?
I have a skateboard on my bed.
What?
I have a skateboard.
All right. I love it. All right, let's talk a little bit about a balanced diet. All right, give me some feedback. What do you think a balanced diet means? Yes, sir.
Confusion. I don't want to give a speech here, but right away, excuse me, you said eat a lot of carbs.
I didn't say a lot, but your body needs carbs. Right.
Yes. Well, as you know, that goes against, losing my voice here, sorry. The so-called Atkins diet, which says just the opposite. But there are a lot of spin-offs of that particular approach. You start doing a deep dive into nutrition, and they're contradictory. So,
Bingo.
yeah, and read labels, and I've gotten better at that. But almost everything, if you go to the supermarket at least, is loaded with sugar. It's almost impossible.
Everything, even the bread, all the breads are loaded with sugar.
Right.
The regular commercial.
You know why? Because they're making them cheaper and cheaper with bad ingredients. And you're right. I don't believe in diets, okay? My approach to nutrition is the whole food approach. You eat food. You don't, you know, it's not keto. Any diet, all diet is, sir, is restricting calories. Yes, you're going to lose weight. Harriet, I think, was telling me about Weight Watchers. Yes, you're going to lose weight. But then, are you getting the proper nutrition? No.
Right, I get that. So you get the limited effect of getting off of anything, really, and maybe doing some exercise and reducing your caloric intake. So the diet works for a while.
Correct,
and then
correct.
You start to gain it back, or other problems start to surface.
Correct.
So, I don't know. I just
Well,
don't know.
Listen to what I have to say, okay? Again, I'm of the whole food approach. I don't push vitamins. I don't push supplements. You know why? It's a 200, 400 billion dollar industry. It's not regulated by the FDA, okay? What they put on that label, God only knows. And how you absorb something and how I absorb something is different. You get what you can from the food. I know, you can probably say you can't always get certain things from certain foods.
Supplements.
Yeah.
Okay, I have high blood pressure.
Okay.
So I go on to, say, YouTube, the source of all truth these days. And if you have high blood pressure, take the following supplements. And there's a long list, some of which are expensive.
And do you know how much it's going to cost you a month to do that, sir?
Yeah, I was going to say that. And, or you get into something like, what is it, athletic genes, I think it's called, greens.
Greens.
It's about $100 a month. So, and of questionable effectiveness, not USDA approved.
And it's processed, sir.
It's processed. And you
It's
have no idea if what they say is in the
correct.
supplement is actually there to that percentage, and it's good quality. You know, you just don't know. So what do? Do I just, and if I, by the way, I'm not going to drop names, but if I ask my doctor how to eat, well, you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Avoid sodium. Okay, that's true, obviously. But that's about as far as it goes. By the way, he's overweight. So
Of course they are.
yes, and it doesn't look very healthy. So it's just the consumer is really, really up against it.
I totally agree. And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm on the board. I'm on the patient advocate board of Mass General, okay? And here's how Mass General thinks. And they kind of go along with my philosophy of the whole food approach. You take a blood test. And if that blood test comes back and says, okay, sir, you have a magnesium, you have a potassium deficiency, then and then only do you take a supplement. Outside of that, I take no supplements, none. And don't say, I don't want you guys to think, oh yeah, you're fit. Remember, I had chronic pancreatitis, I almost died twice. You know, I've always been a runner, but I never always have been fit the way I am now. You know, sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom before you get any better. But I always ate well, but not the way I eat now. Yes,
I
Diane.
had to learn about side effects.
Well, there's another thing.
They give you medication. I really have not had a doctor that I have right now that's gone over side effects. I mean, I will look it up and I will write it down. You can't take milk with this because the calcium works against this.
That's
So you don't get what you need from that. And I'm thinking I'm doing good because I'm taking that. I'm not doing good because I'm taking that. And be very careful because side effects are no fun. You know, I mean, they really just...
And Diane, here's the thing. One person of everybody, millions that take this drug, if one person has that side effect, they have to list it. That's why doctors don't know about that, you know.
How about food allergies?
Good point. You can be tested for that, and people do have food allergies.
It takes 6 months to get it. I'd be dead by now.
Oh, no, don't say that. I cannot do whey protein, so I have to do plant-based.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I'm gluten-free and I'm dairy-free because of inflammation. I remember I have a compromised pancreas, and as we get older, inflammation's a big problem.
So you are a vegan?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
You're not a
No, I'll tell you what I did. I was a vegetarian, which is different than a vegan, right? Then I started being a pescatarian, which I ate fish, being Italian, you know. And then I wasn't getting the muscle mass that I want. I believe me, I don't want these big muscles, but I want some mass to myself, you know. And
Last question, I promise.
no, I love it. I love it.
How about organics as opposed to...
I'll talk about that. All right. All right, I'll talk about that. Okay, so from the pescatarian, I started 2 years ago eating poultry, fish, chicken and turkey. It took me 2 months to learn how to digest it. It was so hard on my system. Again, because of my allergies, Peggy, I cannot do anything cow. No cow's milk, No
cheese?
No. I can do feta, which is either sheep or goat. But those are my allergies, and that's why when I sit down with someone, we go over all that, because you have to take that into consideration. And that's what a good nutritionist does. I take a look at what you take for medicine, what your goals are, what we want to accomplish. I had a lady I think I told some of you, she went to Cooley Dickinson. She wanted to have the bypass surgery. They said, oh, you're even too overweight for that. I met her at a pool party last year, and she had lost 50 pounds. She said, Rosemary, can you help me? Can you help me? I looked at her diet. They were starving her at Cooley Dickinson. They put her on a diet, basically vegetables and meat. That's it. And she was tired. She was lethargic. You got to have a little carbs. I never say a lot of carbs. Anyways, so I put a meal plan for her. She's lost another 100 pounds. She does not need the surgery anymore, Peggy.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful.
And she's eating, I put carbs back in her diet, I put fats back in her diet, you know? But, so that's the key. But no, I do a thorough evaluation, okay? And then I put together meal plans. And what I try to do is incorporate what you eat. I'm not going to totally change everything, because, you know, like my mother, God bless her, she was 88, she was a diabetic. I used to give her the injections. And we'd go shopping, and she put sweets. I go, Mom, oh, honey, I haven't had them for a long time. My heart would melt. What am I going to do, deny an 88-year-old?
A cannoli? No.
Her name was Rose. She was from Milan. She was a beautiful, beautiful lady. I miss her terribly. But it is what it is. She's with Dad, and that's all that counts. But let's get back to any more questions. These are all great. There's never a dumb question.
I have a question about drinking water.
Okay.
If you drink coffee, does that count as your water?
It counts as liquid, as fluids, but it doesn't count as water. And are you drinking caffeinated or non-caffeinated?
Non-caffeinated.
Oh! I drink a lot of tea. In the morning I have green tea, which has a little caffeine in it. Green tea is the best antioxidant you ever want to have. But past noontime, I don't do anything caffeinated. Caffeinated stuff basically takes away from your liquid because of the absorption. But no, I don't count coffee. Water's water. And they say you should have up to a gallon, 64 ounces. So if those are those Poland Springs, she's rolling her eyes back there.
I don't like water, though. I really don't like it. I can't.
A lot of people don't.
I drink like tonic water. Is that?
That's okay. Yeah, that's better. That's better. But it's carbonated, right? Or non-carbonated?
Carbonated.
Carbonated. Yeah, put a little lime, put a little lemon.
Cranberries, you know,
Yes, Peggy.
so everything is ultra processed. I don't know if you read that book, Ultra Processed
Yes.
People. It was scary, you know. I only got like halfway through, and it was too technical. But what I want to know is, I'm a label reader, and if they always tell you if your grandmother would not recognize an ingredient, don't eat it. You know, like xanthan gum and what you're talking about. What I want to know is that all these processed foods, every cookie, everything in the store, everything in Big Y, everything's got palm oil in it.
Palm oil's bad. It's not good for you. And I don't like coconut oil either.
Either, right.
Yeah, palm oil's worse, okay? Again,
Everything's got
Peggy,
palm oil.
olive oil's expensive, avocado oil's expensive,
But it's
so
a
they're using cheaper oils.
Because it has a long shelf life.
Exactly.
You can't even buy, you can't even buy, Irish soda bread. I love it.
Yeah.
But it's not made with butter anymore. It's made with palm oil. I don't even, so
Cheaper,
you're really
cheaper.
limited. Do you read labels? Everything has got every cookie has got palm oil in it.
Can I tell you something? When I buy processed food, and there's very few, I buy bean pasta because I'm gluten-free. So I get chickpea or lentil or things like that. One ingredient, guys. Red lentil is just red lentil. Green lentil is green lentil. That's it. And by the way, there's this controversy about eggs. I know you're going to ask me about it. I learned that eggs are not considered dairy. There's a constant battle out there about, is it dairy or is it not? I went to Oxford University for my nutrition diploma, but some nutritionists, some dietitians will say it is dairy. But the new theory is it's not considered dairy.
What isn't?
Eggs, Peggy.
Eggs are not dairy?
No.
No, because it's not from a cow.
Thank you. Bingo, you got it. Yeah, I know, but for years we categorized it as a dairy product. You know?
The dairy. That's what
And you don't get cholesterol from cholesterol, by the way. Go ahead, sir.
If something is labeled natural flavor, what is
I am so happy you brought this up. You guys are asking great questions. I love it. God only knows that's the answer.
no idea.
They could put anything they want in label. It's all marketing. It's all marketing, guys. What is natural flavor? No, neither do I. Do they tell you what it is?
No.
You're very astute. I like
Natural
it.
flavorings, yep, that's what they write. So
Yeah. Well, what is it?
I don't know.
Palm oil could be natural to them. There's no regulations. Yes, Diane.
I wanted to get back to having an assessment of somebody asking you questions about, what meds are you taking? What are you eating now?
You have to do that.
And that's why I knew when I was making those phone calls, I knew I needed that evaluation. And I was getting so upset because it was important to know. How come no one else knows this? I had no idea.
Oh, that is part in my book. That's why this is whatever. And I'm not pushing it. I don't make any money on these things. Believe me, Amazon makes all the money. That's why I bring them here. I sell them for a lot cheaper. But in here, there's a page: your health conditions, what medicines you're on, and over-the-counter supplements. You have to know that. The other thing, Peggy, that a lot of these manufacturers do today is they add these thickeners. Potato starch, what's the other one? Tapioca. Thickeners. Why do you think everything tastes so good?
Sugar.
Sugar. Sugar's going to kill us all, let me tell you.
Everything's got sugar in it, everything. I've been
Yep.
trying to cut down.
And you got to look at dextrose, you got to look at the different forms of...
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I use natural sugars like dates.
Perfect. Honey. I prefer honey over... Yeah, I prefer honey, and raw Manuka honey is the best.
But no sugar anymore. Just
Good for you. And you get sugar from fructose. You get enough sugar from these things. Yeah.
Like you said, dates, oh my God, they're so sweet. I
Dates
love
are
them.
great.
I
Yeah.
need to put some to sweet and some tomato sauce.
Very smart.
I put like 2 or 3 chopped dates. And
In tomato sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, how nice, I never thought of that.
Now, real Italians don't put sugar in tomato sauce. Well, she uses that as a sweetener, Sonia. So if something calls for sugar, she uses either honey, maple syrup, or dates, which is perfect. Never mind, it's agave and Splendor, and I don't.
Manuka honey is the best, but they're very expensive.
Which one? Raw Manuka is very expensive.
But it's delicious.
I buy it from, one thing you'll know, you can pick my brain. I research and I research. I can tell you what the best protein powder is. I can tell you the best. Doesn't mean it's right for you, but I know. I buy this pea protein. It's called NorCal, and it's not that expensive, and it's great. The taste is so bad I can't even get by it.
Pea protein. I mean, when I'm looking for plant-based burgers, they start off with.
Oh, no, Peggy.
Start off with pea protein, though. The first ingredient.
I know, but a lot of these burgers, Bill Gates and that whole, I don't even want to go there. There's so much crap in that.
I know, but the ones that are like Impossible Burger, there's a lot of crap in those. But those vegetarian burgers.
Oh, your vegetarian are better than those. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you
they
meant
only
the
got
imitation beef. No, those are bad,
I'd
Peggy.
rather have the beef.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what? One guy at Agawam, he was cute. He must have been in his late 80s. He said to me, Rosemary, can I have I can't believe it's butter? I said, no. If you're going to have butter, have the real thing. But have a little bit. It's all about moderation, guys,
Moderation. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Alan,
Alan.
you mentioned honey. There's sugar in honey. Is there any qualitative difference between cane sugar,
Lots.
and the way the body processes, say, raw honey?
That's right. Again, sugar's processed. Honey comes from a bee, and it's more of a natural, way of getting a sugar than any of those are better.
Honey on oatmeal in the morning is.
Oh, isn't it great, guys? Okay, my honey I buy, Peggy, from a company online called Steen, S-T-E-E-N. Very expensive, but let me tell you what I do. They have what's called UFO, which is a third party. This is the best certification. The higher that UFO number is, without getting technical, the better. And then there's MGOs. It's too complicated, but whatever. I wait till 50 or 60% off, so I get something that normally is $40 or $50 for $20, raw from New Zealand. The best of it. I have given it away for presents to some of my friends. Oh, it's thick. It's delicious.
I'll probably get it at Costco. I'll pay for it, but I think they have.
Yeah, they have their raw manuka. Isn't it the one from New Zealand?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So it's good for wounds too. People use it on wounds and burns. I know that from a plastic surgeon I used to know.
Yeah. I tell you what's good for vitamin E oil is good for. That's what I put on this and my scar, and my scar is hardly nothing. I'm not showing you guys.
Is organic honey better than not organic honey?
All right.
Or organic maple syrup better than?
Alan asked the question, and people get very confused. It's not necessarily, it is better in the way that there's no pesticides used in anything, okay? That is the only difference between regular and organic. It's the way it's grown. It's for chickens, it's what they feed them. And, it's in plants and vegetables, there's no spray it, okay? They still can have junk in that product, okay? So get beyond the organic and just remember, it's just how they feed the animals, how they slaughter the animals, how they grow the vegetables, okay?
Start from the bottom up.
Exactly, but still look, just because it says organic, oh, it's fine, it's great. But they can have the palm oil or the whatever, the gargum or whatever.
They make lots of money.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if you go to the farmer's market at Forest Park, or they must have one here in East Long Meadow. Do you guys have that Firefox? They're from Granby, the farm that comes. Okay, well, they're certified organic. Do you know what costs those farmers? Over $100,000.
And they charge $100,000.
No, exactly. Well, you know what they call Whole Foods, Peggy, don't you? Whole paycheck?
Yeah, right. But it's so fun, that Whole Foods in Hadley.
I actually like Trader Joe's better, but there's certain things I have to get at Whole Foods, but against my will, because since Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
We're against him now, we don't like Jeff. What's wrong?
All right, this is great, you guys are really good. All right, so a balanced diet. There's a lot of ingredients, but there's mainly 5 or 6 key ingredients, okay? One is protein. What do we need protein for? Growth, repair, maintenance. The other one's carbohydrates. What do we need carbohydrates for? Energy, 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 energy. The third one is fats. What do we need fats for? Energy. Also, fats protect our cell membranes, and they protect it from the environment. Let's not even go there with the environment, but we breathe and live it every day. But what are you going to do? We only can control so much. We can control what we put in our mouths. We can't control the environment. Obviously, you can control where you live. So we got protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Are they important? Yes. I eat a lot of vegetables. A lot.
Do you buy organic?
Yes, Peggy.
Very expensive.
You're right. I'm a single lady, and luckily I can afford it. I was just telling Harriet before, I make the rounds. I go to Trader Joe's, and then I go to Whole Foods, right? $200, one person.
Yeah. So if you had a family, say you had 3 kids.
What can I say? It's very hard. I'm not saying you have to buy organic. It's certain things, yes. Did you ever hear of these lists called the Dirty Dozen? Yeah, like strawberries and certain fruits are on it. They change them all the time. They say those 12 items you should have organic.
Because the pesticides really, but if you have
Exactly.
a hard
Yeah, it's called the Dirty Dozen.
What about a hard apple though? Not so much? I mean.
Well, you can wash them. I have a vegetable washer, Peggy, whatever, but luckily I can do it, you know. It's what can I say, you know, but I don't buy all the junk food that a lot of people do. So what I save on junk food, I put it into. And if you go to Trader Joe's, Peggy, it might be 50 cents to $1 difference for an organic head of cauliflower versus a regular. And to me, that $1 is worth it because I don't buy the candy. I don't buy the chips.
Right.
I have plenty for you.
Yeah, but you know, maybe Whole Foods has the organic fruits or vegetables look fresh, but many times in Stop and Shop or Big Y, the organic, they don't
They're
turn
terrible.
over. They don't turn over, so they're.
You know why they don't turn over? Because people won't spend the money. People go to Trader Joe's. They go to Whole Foods. And I'm not soliciting Whole Foods, but for instance, because I'm lactose intolerant, I buy cottage cheese to add more protein to my diet. Before I came here, I have an egg white omelet. It's a half a cup of egg whites, 1 egg with power greens, and I have my rice cake, and I have my cottage cheese.
Delicious.
Come on! What are you talking about? It's great.
Egg whites, no, not so much, you know. I mean, I know it should be.
Eggs are very high. Egg whites are very high in protein. I eat a lot of protein. Women, even Ellen, you need to eat more protein. I bet you if I looked at your protein count, you're lucky you get 50. I do over 100 grams of protein every day. And you can't get it all from
You're
me.
gonna live forever.
I don't know about that, honey. Yes, Diane.
I used to work in a produce department, and then I just read this great article in one of our magazines, like Skeptic magazine or Mother Jones or something like that. And what they do is our produce in our supermarkets is not fresh. They spray it to look wet and dainty and
Right, Diane.
bubbling, and they'll turn it over and move
Yeah.
the stock around and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's also getting more expensive because our transport is stuck.
That's right. It's the transportation. It's the gas. She's very, very right.
Yeah.
Yes, Ellen.
How about protein shakes?
I have a protein shake every day about 2:30, okay? And you can make them very simple. You can make them very complicated. Sometimes I'll put some carrots in it. Sometimes I love these power greens. I'm a big thing with these power greens. Power greens are a mixture. A Stop and Shop has their own brand that's organic. What's it called? Nature's something. And Olivia makes it a power green. There's kale, there's arugula, there's spinach.
And you put it in a blender?
So what do
Yeah.
you put, how do you make it?
Okay, I have, first of all, I have a Vitamix. You got to get a good blender. You don't have to buy a Vitamix. My Vitamix is like eight years old, but they're expensive. Get a good blender. You know, some of these bullets and some of these things, I don't know. So I put a little water in first. I put sometimes carrots, sometimes the power greens. What else do I put in? Usually that's about what I use for a cucumber, something like that. Celery. Oh, celery's great. And then I do seeds. You can do nuts or seeds. I have a mixture of pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, sesame seeds. Chia seeds, by the way, on your oatmeal, Peggy, are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Chia seeds?
Chia.
I'm doing walnuts or almonds.
Okay, almonds are better than walnuts, but they're right. The top nuts for me, forget about peanuts, but they're okay. But walnuts, pistachios, almonds, those are kind of the top ones, you know. Getting back to, so I do that. I also put a little turmeric and a little ginger. You don't have to go that far. You asked me what I put in it.
Oh my God.
I extremely clean. I don't expect my clients to eat the way, but there's a reason I eat this way. Okay? This is why I'm healthy and I'm flare-up free for
Your
8
gut
years.
bacteria must be happy.
What?
Your gut bacteria, your
Yes.
body seems to make it happy.
Yes, thank
Or
you.
what did you say?
The gut bacteria. We have
Yeah.
to
What's
Yeah.
that?
feed it.
The feeling, the gut feeling. My gut feel. She's right. My gut's good.
And you're not constipated.
No. With all those vegetables, Peggy.
So that's good for your colon. Everything.
Yeah, and so all right, so you don't have to do the seeds. You can do nuts. You don't have to do the turmeric and ginger, but I do. And then I put my collagen powder. Ladies, you see these healthy nails? All right, my hair is thin, but I have a lot out of it. Collagen. It'll help the guys too, but women are collagen powder. The brand I recommend is called Live, L-I-V-E, Conscious. It's online, not that expensive. And then I put a scoop of that and a scoop of protein powder. And if you're not limited, I can't have whatever protein powder. I prefer plant-based, a pea.
So just to, my hair was thinning, so I bought some of these supplements for hair, skin, and nails, and it's basically a vitamin.
Correct. Do the collagen.
Where do I buy collagen?
I just told you, it's called Live Conscious, or you can get, there's one that's pretty good in the stores called Vital.
Vital protein.
Yeah, Vital.
They have it
Yeah.
at Costco. It's Vital Collagen.
There you go.
Vital
Vital, V-I-T-A-L, is that how it's spelled? Yeah.
collagen?
Yeah, but that one has a little bit of dairy.
Yeah, that's why I can't have it, but if you don't have a daily,
Oh, I'll get it. Hope I can remember it.
Yeah.
write it down, honey. You went way here.
All right.
Let me-
Getting all these tips, you know?
Well, you can always call me and ask me. I don't charge, I'll give you free advice. All right. So anyways, then I put either oat milk or almond milk, do it all together, make it nice, thick, don't make it watery, and that's like a meal. I eat 4 meals a day. I have 2 breakfasts, that, and dinner.
What about things like Ensure?
No. That's what doctors tell you all the time. Look at the ingredients. And where's their protein? That's another thing. Everything says, 25 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein. But I want to know, where's it coming from? Where are you getting this protein?
Okay, I'm glad you answered that. So thank
No problem. All right, we're back to the protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, supplements. We need vitamins. Most vitamins, the typical ones, A, D, E, K, you can get from vegetables. I eat just about, you should see vegetables. I spend a tremendous amount of vegetables. And I have, my power greens in the morning. I have, in my smoothie, and at night I have 2 or 3 vegetables every night. Steam them, bake them. To eat good, it is expensive, but you can taper it, Peggy. We're all, we're all on fixed incomes. I am too. I'm retired, and but you got to meal prep. You got to plan. You can't just come home and say, okay, what's in the refrigerator? I marinated my chicken before I came here. I love Brussels sprouts. You roast Brussels sprouts, and this is what I put on. Being Italian, I love olive oil. Oh, yeah. I like avocado oil too, but I use Lucchini's olive oil. I put olive oil in everything. A little pepper, a little garlic salt, a little onion powder, or fresh onion, whatever. You don't have to put all this stuff, a little lemon, whatever. It's all natural, and it's all great for you, All right, so back to, so minerals, vitamins, and we also need fiber, okay? How do you get fiber? Well, you can take that Metamucil or whatever they have on the market, but that's not what I recommend. Fruits and vegetables, guys. They're loaded with fiber, and it's natural. Real natural, not natural flavoring, Alan. Oh, gosh, okay. You guys, all right. All right, so down to, and then we talked about activities, okay? Now, and we talked about a nutritional coach. That's what I am. I'm your coach, okay? I'm going to help you. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to look at your diet, look at your medicines, look at your conditions, because you're right. This coincides with this interferes with this. There's a lot of antibiotics that you cannot, like you said, you can have dairy products within 2 hours. you know, it's the absorption. It affects the absorption. It's not necessarily going to kill you or give you a bad side effect, but it's the absorption.
I found magnesium is a bad word.
Yeah, a lot of people take magnesium. And again, if you go to the doctor and they take your blood work and you have a deficiency, and this comes from Mass General, not from me. I'm not a doctor.
You shouldn't have magnesium.
If you have a deficiency, yes.
Yeah.
And it shows up in a blood test.
Yeah, but if you took foods that were high in magnesium.
That's right. There she goes. Peggy, oh, I love you. Yeah.
No, but would you need the
Girl after
supplement?
my own heart.
She passes the course.
So a good nutritionist, and I hope you had one, but I would have worked with you, you know, and we could have worked something out. I'm here to help people.
You know what I did because I have to get both of my knees replaced?
Oh, Jeffrey Lang.
Yeah, and I took magnesium, but I was taking 400 IUs. You can't do that, my magnesium.
Oh, God. Who told you that?
You can't take it with dairy.
No. See, that's what I'm talking
I did
about.
all of mine on my bad.
That's okay. And you're better off with the collagen guys and than calcium. A nutritional coach will help you with all those. Let me just finish my thought, please. And getting your ailments, your medical, what your goals are, and putting together meal plans.
Yes, and
You know?
that's why I was so pissed off with these phone calls. What do you mean you can't take my insurance? I need help. What if I was having a heart attack?
Well, let's not go there, but the government's helping a lot of the wrong people and not us, seniors. Bingo. We're pushed aside, you know. In other countries, we're revered, we're put on a plateau. And this, you're too old. Yes, Ellen.
Do you count calories by chance?
Well, you know what? I don't.
Okay.
I have but I know. I know it's right. And that's why I put together meal plans, because I don't want to make this difficult, because then if you make it difficult for people in weighing and counting calories and this and that, they're going to get overwhelmed. They're not going to stick to it. I work with seniors all the time. I know, you know. Okay. But, okay, the principles of healthy eatings, okay? We have basically 5. That's okay, ladies.
No, we're just talking, she's a diabetic, but she said she doesn't eat the right things.
No, I said, I know what I shouldn't eat, but I eat it anyway.
Well, unfortunately, we're all weak that way, and we all have those.
Yeah.
But in moderation.
In moderation is okay, as long as it's not affecting your health.
All right.
Okay. All right, we have 5 principles of healthy eating. There's 5 food groups. First, fruits and vegetables. Very easy. Well, let's not get fruits and vegetables from a can, guys. Let's get whole fruits. Let's get whole vegetables. Come on, what's it take? Yeah, it's a little bit of work. We got to wash the vegetables. We got to steam them. We got to roast them.
But they taste better.
And please, I mean, you can buy cut up. Cut up fruit is so expensive. Janet, am I right?
That's right.
They charge you $7, $8 a pound. Get the whole pineapple. I know it's a pain in the butt to cut it, but do it. And we don't know how long that's been cut or where it's been. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
See, everything's for convenience. Because when my mother, God bless her, my father worked, supported 7 of us, okay? My mother was home for us. She cooked. We had snacks when we came home. Now, unfortunately, both parents have to work. Everything's grab a pizza, grab a McDonald's, grab this processed, grab that, mac and cheese.
We never had processed foods because when I grew up, there weren't any processed foods, you know?
Bingo,
I
Peggy.
never saw potato chips until I went to college, or nursing school, actually.
You're a nurse?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Retired. But, you know, I remember I was a freshman and it was a 10 o'clock break and there was a pudgy fellow student and she was having a Coke and potato chips for her snack at 10 o'clock. And I thought, oh my God, it was so exotic. I said, I can't believe this.
I love your choice of words. It's exotic. Yes, Ellen.
Oh, she was pudgy.
How about alcohol?
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Okay. No. Here's my honest opinion. I mean, I don't do it for obvious reasons. For my, when you have a problem with your pancreas, you don't. Again, anything's in moderation. Wine's better than alcohol because in wine you have, the fermented grape. Yeah. But Alan, do you know people that drink in moderation? That's the issue. Who does anything? Do they smoke in moderation?
How do you define moderation?
One. It's all relative to you and what your goals are. If you're overweight, if you're not overweight, if you have diabetes, it's all relative. But our ancestors, my grandparents, they made the wine when, the barrels.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up on that stuff, but it is what it is. All right, fruits and vegetables. The next category are breads and cereals. Like Peggy said, we got to watch out for the breads. I don't eat bread. I had a lady that used to make my bread, but I'd end up having 1 or 2 slices. I paid like $12 a loaf because it was yogurt and everything was all natural. And
They have gluten-free bread. No, you don't like it?
well, there's some. I like some of the sprouted ones are better. But again, they put all that garbage in, all these starches and stuff. If you could that's why I had a lady make mine, and then I was freezing it and not eating it, so I eat a lot of rice cakes, and I eat these Mary's cookies. I think, Harriet, you were familiar with Mary's cookies? They're made from, just seeds.
Where are you getting those? Those sounds good.
On a health store. Yeah. But let me tell you, they were $5. I just saw them in Whole Foods for $7. They're ridiculous. I know. I don't even buy them. You guys know about Deals and Steals?
Yes.
Oh, I got Mary's there for $3.99.
Deals and Steals Northampton has one.
On Pleasantview. But but it's like hit or miss. Sometimes you go there and get the Lucchini, the big bottle for $15. Other times they don't have it. So it's hit or miss. Deals and Steals.
It's fun to walk around in the store.
Oh, I love it.
It's very different. So any questions on breads and cereals? Be careful with cereals. They're loaded with sugar. I do oatmeal, and I don't do instant. I cook my oatmeal, Peggy, or you can do overnight.
I do overnight.
So no cold cereals, pretty much.
I'll do some, but not. I like my oatmeal. I have oatmeal, I have yogurt, I have almond butter, and fruit in the morning before I work out early, like 6, 7 o'clock. When I come home, I do my egg white omelet with my rice cake. It is good.
Do you have rice cakes instead of a bagel?
Yes.
English muffin?
Yes. But I'm the extreme. Don't go by me. I mean, you guys don't have to be that clean about eating.
What did everybody have for breakfast this morning?
Crackers.
Crackers?
Bagel.
It's okay to have a bagel. You can have it. You're not gluten-free.
With the bagel, what I do is I slice it in 3.
Oh, see?
Well, just being able to do that is a trick.
Because it's so
Three.
thick. It's too thick for me for one sitting, so I slice it in 3.
Remember, my diet's an extreme. I don't expect my clients to eat that. We want you to eat within your diet, but
But it's okay to
yeah, it's okay, of course.
English muffin, okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, if you
Janet.
really,
I put in dried cranberries into my oatmeal. Is that
Okay.
okay? Are those
Okay, it's okay. Again, not that much. Again, dried fruit are high in what, guys?
sugar?
Bingo.
What about brown sugar? It's the same as sugar.
Again, a little bit, moderation. Just like if you want butter, don't get I don't want you to have I can't believe it's butter. Or,
well, they have combo butters like canola oil and butter.
oh, I don't like canola oil. Where does canola oil come from? I don't, does anybody really know?
Rapeseed, isn't it? Or rapeseed or something like that.
I tried to figure out and look it up. I never found an answer to where canola. I think they made that name up, canola. Again.
It's also called, is it rapeseed or rapeseed oil?
Well, no, that's a different oil. That's the
They
grapes.
grow on canola trees.
Does it?
Harriet, did you have a question?
No, I was going to say that vegetable oil is
I'm not a big fan of vegetable oils, okay? I told you, olive oil and canola oil are the 2 I recommend.
Well, you said you don't like canola.
No, I'm sorry, olive and avocado, thank you. got me thinking about canola. Thank you for correcting.
The only canned vegetable I ever buy are beets because I don't seem to cook them. But is there a fallacy? Do canned vegetables still have all the nutrients in them? A canned vegetable?
It depends how they're processed,
I mean,
Peggy.
if you can something at home, you keep the nutrients.
Exactly, but how do we know how they're canning and what their processes are?
They won't tell us.
And they add a lot of sugar. I'm not sugar, salt. Some do sugar too, but salt.
What's the other one, did you say olive oil? And
Avocado. Yes, stay away from the vegetable oils.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I don't know if I like them.
All right, can we wait till we get to, all right, the next categories are meats. All right, what do you want to ask me about meat? Meats, fish, and poultry are the next category. What?
Obviously, most fish and most beef and chicken have a high fat content. I think it's fair.
Not necessarily.
Well, even if you get 90% lean or whatever.
I get 99. I get ground turkey. Chicken, I get boneless breasts, organic. I eat bison. I'm going to tell you guys about bison. It's buffalo. The leanest beast, and it's the best. All us athletes, we use it for bison. You can get ground bison, Stop and Shop Big Y. It's like $9 a pound or something, and you can get the steaks. I don't get the steaks. I just incorporated that the last few months, you know. But you're right, depending on the cut of meat, the grade, how much, you know, percentage of fat. I mean, again, is any of this stuff regulated? God only knows. But I don't want to deter you guys. You can have meat, you can have beef. You can, you're, right. And you're better off, if you can afford organic, you buy organic, you're better off with the I love fish, you know, I guess being Italian, but fish is high. You guys know there's a place in Enfield called Cold Harbor Seafood? You guys, oh, you know about it?
I've never been there, but they told me that it's the best.
It's the best. It's the best. It's open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know when you go by the Enfield Mall there, or the, you know, the
It's close to the.
Snook Community
close
College?
To the criminal.
Yes, on Taylor Street.
That's what. Yeah, it's close to where the. What do they call that? It's right there.
Yeah, the prison. The prison. Excuse me?
The fish.
I love to do it on the grill, but it's hard, obviously, in the winter. But I'll either pan sear it. I have a cast iron, whatever. I either pan sear it, or I broil it, or bake it. Any of the above. Again, simple. Olive oil. What?
What kind of fish do you buy?
Oh, I love salmon. I love salmon. I love swordfish. I love tuna. I like just about anything. I don't like mackerel. It's too oily. I don't like bluefish. Haddock, sole. And a lot of people tell you, oh, you can't have a lot of tuna. You can't have a lot of swordfish, all the mercury. Well, God, if we can't have anything, everything's loaded with all this stuff. Buy wild caught, not farm raised. Because they shoot it up with antibiotics, and that's what you're going to get in the grocery stores. There's not a whole lot of good fish stores. I go. There's Joe and Lou. There are a couple that own this. They're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They get it right from the Boston dock. Not cheap, but Cold Harbor Seafood. I believe that's Taylor Street, isn't that?
I think so.
Because, okay, you know where La Fiorentino is in East Long Meadow? The Four Corners there? Well, if you're coming from, like where I come from, past the mall, you take a right, and it's right there on the right. It's a little white house.
Yes.
And there's always people there, and I could never figure out what they
Where
were
is it?
selling.
Is La Fiorentina's on the corner of
No,
Chestnut?
white
thing.
Yeah.
Lines up like crazy.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
What?
There's a lot of people.
Again, I know it's
Was great. And they process it.
Because those particular cuts of meats, where they come from, the animal, they're naturally high in fat.
So if it says wild caught, it means taken directly from the ocean as opposed to
Exactly.
farming it?
Right. The farms, they have them in these little areas. They make it sound like, yeah, and they're injecting them with antibiotics. They want them to look pinker, so you think, oh, look how beautiful this looks. God only knows. Presentation, Diane, you're right. You're right. You're right. All right, so any questions on meat, fish,
I
poultry?
just want to throw in, I'm late in life trying to cut down on meat and any kind of animal product.
Good, Peggy.
But because I watched on Netflix, it was called "You Are What You Eat," and it's
I saw that.
and it's three.
The twins, the group of twins.
Yes,
Yes,
it starts
I saw
off
that.
they have identical twins. They give one a vegetarian,
Yes.
a vegan diet, and one a diet with everything.
I saw that.
And it starts off where really, they're trying to, after 8 weeks, how these people's metabolism, how everything is different between a non-meat eater and then a meat eater, but that segue into environmentalism and also
Correct.
how animals are raised and the gluttonous.
Did you see the chickens? They put them in these big barns and they're like thousands like this. You can't move and they get diseases and they passed on.
But you eat chicken.
Yeah, but I get organic.
Well, I mean, it's probably still like this.
No, and when I buy my eggs, they're organic and they're pasture raised.
But it's horrible. It's horrible burning the Amazon. I've stopped eating beef. It's only me, and it's
I don't eat
drop.
beef.
It's a drop in the ocean because they said their appetite for beef is gluttonous in America. It's just gluttonous. And I love a good burger. Before I die, if I'm on death row, my last
You
meal
want a burger?
is a cheeseburger and French fries. That's my last meal.
You know what? It's like everything else. What's happened to the quality in everything we eat and our clothing? Come on, our cars, everything. It's not going to get better, Peggy. So whatever you can control, that's what's important. Yes, Diane.
Commercial, have you guys seen the commercial with the guy that's in front of a pool with fish? And he says, I get a better connection by catching my own fish than in the supermarket. He has, it's like that connection between what is really authentic and good for us. Otherwise, we get the...
Just be careful of meats. You're better off with lean meats. You're better off. Try bison, guys. I don't eat any beef. I haven't had beef in 20-something years. And I do it once a week with the bison. $9. Bison. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's a buffalo, right?
Buffalo.
Well, they're raised for that,
Exactly.
If you worked in you know who works in slaughterhouses?
Underage children.
Right.
Immigrants.
Immigrants.
No one. It's a horrible thing to watch
I know.
them slaughter these animals.
Well, and that's what we try. I try as much as I can to be conscientious, but I can only control so much of it, and I can only see what I'm told.
You can control what you eat.
Exactly. All right, the next category we got are milk and dairy. Any questions on that? Milk and dairy. Got any questions on milk or dairy? I drink a lot of almond milk, oat milks.
But not
cashew milk. No, because I have an allergy, but that's specific to me. That doesn't mean.
It's a theory that, only humans drink milk after babyhood. That other animals, they don't drink, I find that to be a fallacy. I love milk. And
it's good for you. There's nothing wrong. Again, get a good grade, okay?
I drink skim milk.
Okay. So you're eliminating the milk fat, which is fine.
And it's all protein.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of colostrum? When a baby's born, the first milk. Well, now they're actually taking that from cows, if you can believe this one. Yes, and they're making it into a supplement. Again, another marketing ploy here, guys.
The new mother can market this colostrum.
That's very true. Let's think about that.
They've been great. They've been asking a lot of questions. Okay, let's just finish up. All right, the last category in the principles of healthy eating are drinks, caffeinated or non-caffeinated. And a certain amount of caffeine, I told you, in the morning green tea is good. It's very high in antioxidants, okay? Coffee, they say there's benefits. I've had so much coffee when I was a child that I can't even smell it anymore.
Like coffee?
No.
Oh.
When you've lived in an Italian household and they had espresso, like.
Oh my God.
Okay, where were we going? And again, there are basic nutritional needs, and Alyssa did a great job when she put in my intro that this is not one size fits all. Everybody has their needs based on their deficiencies in whatever supplement and in whatever vitamin they have, and their medical needs. So that's why you need a nutritional coach so we can go over all of that. Last thing I'm going to say is, let me give you an example. All right, say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet. Alan said, do you want me to count calories? No. You get, after a while, you get the feel for a handful of this equals that, and a pinch of this equals that, and a thumbful of this is a half a cup of cup. Basically, if you took carbs 40%, okay, the more active you are, the range for carbs are between 40 and 60. The more active you are, the more percentage of that 2,000 calories you want in carbs, okay? Me, I want a lot of carbs because I want a lot of energy. But again, we're talking good carbs, okay? We're talking rice. We're talking sweet potatoes. We're talking potatoes. We're talking pasta. If you like bread, you're talking bread. You know, cereals. All right, so carbs depending on your activity level, and that's what I do. I do what's called BMI, your base metabolic index, and basically doctors do it all the time, but all they do is take your weight and your height. That's not how you do it. There's a formula, okay? And that will tell me what are you in the normal range? Are you in the obese range? Are you the overweight range? Proteins, for you guys, I recommend at least 25%.
Beans.
What?
Beans are high in protein, right?
Yes,
if I'm not
beans
gonna
are
eat
great.
meat, I want to have, what's my highest protein? Beans? If I'm not
Egg whites, you don't like egg whites.
No, I mean, I like eggs. I mean, I do like them, but
Beans, you got meats, you got...
I don't do meat now.
Okay, you don't do any kind of meats? Fish?
Peanut butter?
Fish, butters, nut butters. Eggs are high in protein.
Okay, and beans.
And beans.
Lots of beans.
Cottage cheese.
The last category is fats. Don't be afraid, guys, of fats. Good fats. Olive oil, avocado oil, avocados, nuts, butters. Quickly on snacks, this 1 minute. We could have gone on. These are great.
If you want, afterwards, there is space out
They can
there.
act-
People have questions.
All right, thank you. Just one thing about snacks, all right? I do a lot of rice cakes. I do the rice cakes with, look at Peggy, with cottage cheese. Yeah, rice cakes with nut butter. I'm just trying to have you get good snacks. Protein butters, the protein bars. The protein bar I recommend is RX bars. Made with egg whites, Peggy.
RX, like treatment? RX? Okay.
RX. All right, guys. You guys were great. I enjoyed this immensely. I got some handouts. My cards are there. I have books. I'm not here to sell it. It's part of an education. This book will help you to understand, and would have helped you a long time ago, Diane, what you need to know and to go to a nutrition coach. That's all it's about.
Absolutely, I have one. I'm buying one.
You guys are great. I appreciate all of you.
So much. Yay!